When I first started my show, I was just once a week and I was doing everything. I was editing it, I was doing the whole shebang. And so it was a lot of work. Once I really looked at my data, looked at what episodes did the best, it surprised me. And so I was like, man, I don't want to I don't want to get rid of all my guest episodes. I love those episodes, but it seems like my audience really likes my solo episodes. And I have a team now. What if I recorded more? I say this a lot, but that was what saved my podcast. It was by recording more episodes and just remaining super consistent to it.
Yeah. So how long did you go for one episode a week?
For 3 years.
Okay. And how
And
long
then
have you been now going for 2 episodes a week?
I'm in my second year of 2
Okay.
episodes a week.
Sweet. And if I'm a listener right now and I'm hearing that you upgraded to 2 a week, should I also be thinking that I need to be doing multiple episodes a week, or what should I be thinking?
Yeah, I mean, look at what your data says. I think that for me, I had the time and I knew I could remain consistent with it, but look to see what episodes do the best. My Thursday episodes are like 10 minutes long and it's just me. And it's great because then if people have more time, they can keep listening to more episodes of Rocky Mountain Marketing. But if they don't have enough time, then hey, here's 10 minutes, help you get better, help you learn something new.
Okay, so it sounds like it's half and half. Like one of those, maybe Tuesday's always an interview and Thursday's always a solo. Is that what it is?
Yep, exactly.
And okay, so with that in mind, when you do interviews, is it longer than 10 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, my Tuesday episodes are around 30 minutes long.
Okay. Is there a reason why you picked 30 minutes instead of like 7 hours or
Oh
5
God, that
minutes?
sounds like a nightmare. Like I have a business to run, Adam. Jeez. No, that really is it. Is for me when I used to work at the Rockies, so I used to work for the Rockies TV station, and my commute was around 30 minutes each way. And so I looked up a bunch of stats, and this was again before COVID when everyone had the opportunity to start working from home. But it was one of the things where I wanted to look and see what is the average commute time, how long are people actually listening to shows, and how much time do I have that I can remain consistent to? Man, I feel like we should just rename this episode, Adam, the consistency episode.
Okay. So we do need to talk about social, don't we?
Yeah, I know. But I mean,
So
like
you're a social media strategist. Tell us just who do you help and what do you help us with? We will get into these 4 things that we need to do on social to grow our podcast, but I want to just hear who's your avatar and how do you serve them?
Yeah, so we elevate CEOs to become thought leaders in their industry. So we take lawyers and make them the go-to lawyer for divorce in their area. We help people become the best real estate agent in their area by launching books and creating memberships and creating different ways of having revenue come in and build out the thought leadership. I think that with COVID, one of the things we really realized and learned was that we want to have a face to do business with, right? We want to know who we're buying from. Does this person align with me? What is this business really all about? And so we take the CEO and turn them into the spokesperson.
Okay, good stuff. Now, tell me, give me the background of these 4 steps and why it's not 5 or 3 steps.
Yeah, it's one of the things where I have a social media agency, but I'm a business owner first, and I don't have all day to spend on social media. There's so many different social media platforms out there. There's so many, different opportunities for showing up, and whether it's short form video or long form video or a podcast or a blog or an email. And if we're creating all this different types of content, how are we going to have time to actually run our business? And so I looked at, again, the data, kind of what I did when I decided to do another episode every week for my show, and said, man, if I just did the things that worked for this type of end goal, what would happen? And I looked at all the social platforms. I looked at what was working on all of them, what was not working on them, and how could I do as little as possible and get people to buy from me or get people to download my podcast or whatever my end goal was. And that's where the 4-post strategy was born.
All right. So what are these 4 things and how do we use them?
Yeah, so it's called the 4-post strategy and or the awareness to action strategy, and it depends on which social media platform you're on. I know that I'm Metricool, my favorite social media scheduler. I love it. I love Metricool, and it's super easy to just create a piece of content and put it out everywhere. But if you're putting it everywhere, who are you talking to? And how do you show up so that you're not white noise? And so that's where the 4-post strategy comes in. You focus in on maybe 2 platforms where you are getting the most bang for your buck, and knock it out of the park from there. So, uh, let's just say LinkedIn is one of your platforms. There's a different way of getting more reach on LinkedIn, and it's a different way of getting more reach than it is on Instagram, which is a different way from getting more reach on Facebook. And how can you show up and get as much awareness around your topic as possible? And it's by showing up with that most reach strategy for your very first post. So the very first post should be one that's making people problem aware for whatever it is that you want to talk about for the rest of the week. So if you have podcasts, you want people to listen to this podcast episode, that's your end goal. How are you going to get the right people seeing the rest of your content for the week? And that is with the awareness post, where again, creating that unpopular opinion or asking a question, sharing a statistic. This post only can probably take you 15 seconds. On LinkedIn, it might be a poll. So, how often would you say you spend on social media every week? An hour, 5 hours, or 0? I'm never on social media. Whatever you want to say. That's your post. It has nothing to do with the podcast. You're just asking people a question or getting the right people to engage with it. So that's the awareness post.